Okay, my last question for you is the kind of the other side of that coin. It's like, who's someone who you haven't met who's been super influential on you? So it could be celebrity, actor, artist, musician.
Okay. Okay. I actually have one, but you're gonna laugh.
No, no answer is too,
Like
cringeworthy
you're
or
literally
anything.
gonna laugh.
That's okay. Go for it.
It even sounds like funny saying it because we're being so serious.
Don't censor
Car-
yourself. We're not
Cardi B.
serious. Cardi B. That makes sense to me. I would not laugh at that. First of all, I listen to Cardi B all the time.
She was a stripper
Yeah.
from a single mother family
She's a success story,
in
no
the
doubt.
Bronx, New York,
Yeah.
without a penny to feed her. I mean, she, through stripping, fed her little sister throughout high school. Like, people look down on strippers or women and men who have to do these sort of jobs just to get food on the table. But, like, how could you look down on that person?
Yeah.
They're working their ass off to feed their family. Like,
Yeah, it's hustle.
it's what they had to do. How could you possibly say, what would you rather that she would have starved to death? She didn't have like any other like option. She was in high school. She didn't even have a high school diploma. She doesn't have an education. She doesn't have any opportunities. She's living in the Bronx. She doesn't even have a dad. All she can do is sell her body. That's all she has to do. So she did it, and like look at where she is now. And like
Yeah, she's on top of the world now.
I don't know. It's just like to me, it's like that. And she doesn't stop. This is what I like about Cardi B. She doesn't stop saying where she comes from.
Yeah.
She doesn't stop saying it. She's like, I was a stripper. I was a stripper. And then she's like, I've done horrible, like, she's like, I've made really bad mistakes. There's a future for you women who have made bad mistakes. There's a future for you women who have to, who you feel like you have to sell your body. Look at me. I learned I could sell my voice. Like, there's other ways, girls. And like, I like that about her.
Yeah. That's
And
a good answer. I
now
love
she
that.
turns around and with her millions, she goes to strip clubs.
Yeah. She gets to be on the other side.
She goes to strip clubs and she tosses millions at these
Yeah.
young women
She understands it.
who who need to feed their family. Yeah, so I just think that's cool, right?
I love that. That's a great answer. Yeah.
So yeah. But I know it sounds funny
Damn.
to be like Cardi B.
No, 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 no. That's a fantastic answer. I love it. My answer is Kanye. So my answer is like just as ridiculous. you know?
Tell me about that.
Um, and it's funny, it was Carter's answer too, who was on the podcast last time. Um, I don't know. I think Kanye is definitely has a lot of faults, right? And they're very public. But he just believes in himself to like you know, to the
Nth
craziest degree.
degree.
Yeah, to the craziest degree. Like just how he became a rapper is I listened to this podcast called Dissect. It goes into artists and albums, and so they were talking about his first album and how he came up, and like he was signed to Rockefeller, Jay-Z's label as a producer, or maybe it was another label, but he was signed as a producer because he was really good at making beats. And they told him he'd be able to make a rap album, but they didn't actually want him to do that. Like they just wanted him to rap or not. They just wanted him to make beats and not rap because, he was really good at making beats, but he wouldn't. So he did that. Like he made the beats, but he wouldn't give up on himself to like on his own music and stuff. So, like he'd literally get on tables in meetings and play his music. And then like he'd just be vibing to it and everyone would be like, what the hell's going on? And then
Right.
because it's kind of this weird music. It's like chipmunky type of like interesting. It's just a clash, right? And he would wear pink polos and shit and just like not the prototypical rapper. And then he'd leave the room and everyone would laugh at him and stuff, right?
And he
But
didn't
then
give
he didn't give a
yeah.
fuck. Yeah, he just kept doing it. He kept doing it. And then just people fucked with his music. And the thing that like makes me, I don't know, gives me goosebumps is like his first really big breakout song. It's called Through the Wire. And he got into this crazy bad accident and his jaw was wired shut. But then he basically like had this idea for this song called Through the Wire. And he sampled this song. It's like Through the Fire or something. But yeah, anyway, it's an amazing, amazing song. And like the idea of Through the Wire is like he's basically like it's against all odds, you know? And like it was perfect that he was kind of injured and his jaw was wired at the time, because it's like he's like rapping to you from this like place where he's fucked up from this accident, but he's just like pleading with the public. He's like, I'm trying to break through to you, like I'm trying to tell you who I am, I'm trying to share my art with you. And just like that unwavering level of, and he's like convinced it's like a fate thing, like God made me have this accident so I could like share my art with the world.
Yeah.
And like yeah, that just like gives me goosebumps. Is like that level of self-belief and that level of just betting on yourself, and just that situation and that song is like that moment in time is just important for the world, I think, because so many people are inspired by that song and by that moment. um yeah, I mean, he makes a lot of mistakes and he lives his life in public, but I think generally he's a force for good. And